Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be giving you a soft glam makeup tutorial which is going to transform your face. I'm going to be showing you all the basic steps to applying face base makeup, plus I have something very exciting. I am also going to be using a new product. This is the Mercier Loose Translucent Powder. And can you believe I have not used this before? I am so excited to use this. So let's get straight into the video. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is prep my face. I've already done my eyebrows just because I do them the same every single time. First I'm going to apply some moisturizer onto my entire face. Now, prepping your face and your skin is one of the most important things when you are doing your makeup. Everything that you put on your face is going to go on smoother and easier. So if you struggle with blending, make sure you're doing this. It's also going to give your makeup something to grip onto, and it's going to make it last for a lot longer. So I'm also going in with a primer on top of my moisturizer. This is just to, again, smooth out all of my pores and really make sure that you rub that in. Now we're going to go in with some base products. So I'm going to start with concealer, and I'm just going to fix up the areas where I've got any red marks or any dark spots like that. So I'm just going to put a really small amount onto my face. This will give you a little bit more coverage when you put the foundation on top. So I'm going to dab that in with a beauty sponge. Okay, next we're going to go in with foundation. I'm going to take a little bit and put it onto the back of my hand. And I'm going to dab this with the flat side of my sponge, okay, and just spread that evenly over my face. One of the main mistakes that I know I do sometimes as well, but what other people do is using too much product. It's always so tempting to just go in with a load of foundation because you want to cover your whole face, but really it's just going to make it cakey. And it's going to make it harder when you're going to be putting on concealer, contour, powders. It's just going to all build up and it's going to be a horrible thick sort of texture. This is just a base. We're going to go in with many more products afterwards, so you probably don't need as much as you think. Alright, foundation is on. You can see that that's given my skin a nice glowy look, but it's still quite light and my skin looks like skin. So next we are going to do a little bit of contouring. So I'm going to be using this cream contour palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Be using my fingers to apply the product, and then I'm going to be using my sponge again to blend it in. So if you don't have specific brushes to do your cream contour, then that is completely fine. So I'm just going to take some on my finger like that, and I'm going to be contouring my cheeks, so here and here, a little bit on my forehead, and then also on the side of my nose as well, and a little bit down here on my chin. Okay, then I'm going to take my beauty sponge. I'm going to use a different side to what I use for the foundation, and you're just going to dab that and blend it into your face. When you're dabbing it in, make sure you're pushing up more, don't bring the contour down, because you want to make your face look nice and lifted. Okay, so just to blend that in a little bit more, we're going to use the flat end of the sponge, which has a little bit of foundation left on it, and you're just going to blend that and press it into the foundation that we did before. Alright, that is nice and blended. It's subtle, which we want for a nice soft glam. So next we're going to highlight. So I'm going to use the concealer to brighten under my eyes, the bridge of the nose, and also a little bit on my forehead and on my chin. So I'm going to start with under my eyes, and then I'm going to go straight in with the beauty blender on the other side, the cleaner side, and I'm going to dab that all in. And you want to really make sure that you get it nice and close to your waterline, so when you're doing it, look up. And I'm just doing really small dabbing motions and blending that in to my foundation. Alright, so that has brightened up under my eyes. I'm going to go in still with a little bit more, but I'm going to keep it right in the corner of my eye, just so that my eyes really pop out. I'm going to dab that in with a sponge again, keep it nice and close to your nose to contour your nose a little bit as well. And then finally, before we go in with any powders, you're just going to take the end where you had your foundation and just blend all of that liquid and cream product that you've put on in together. It's really important to blend after each step. It gives you that really seamless look and it stops you from having any harsh lines, which is what we want for a nice soft glam. Alright, so for the exciting part, well for me anyway, we are going to be using this. Now this is the Mercier translucent powder and I'm going to be trying this out for the first time today. Can you believe that? So, ooh, look at that. So this is supposedly a really good setting powder. I am really excited to use it. Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit of this powder and put it into the top of the lid. The main purpose of using a loose powder or any sort of powder when you're doing your base makeup, you want to make sure that all of this work and all the cream contouring foundation that you've put on is set, okay? And that means that it's not going to move around in the day and it's not going to smudge. One really important thing, before I'm going to go in with this under my eyes, I just want to make sure that the concealer that I just put on is fully pushed in to my skin and blended. It's really important that you put your powder on straight away after blending your concealer because you want to put it on before your makeup starts to crease. Then it's going to hold it and give it that real airbrushed look. Okay, so I've just got some of that on my beauty blender and I'm going to press it straight into my under eyes. You want to keep pressing it into your skin. I'm going for more like a softer look, so I'm just pressing that in as I go and building it up layer by layer. So far I am really enjoying this. See, look at my face. It literally looks like airbrushed. I don't understand why I haven't got this sooner. Okay, and then with whatever is just left on your beauty blender, I'm just going to sharpen up the contour that I did. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a line like that. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with a little bit of contour and blush, but with a powdered version. Okay, and this is just going to make that contour that you did on your cheeks and your forehead, nose stand out a little bit more. So I've got a big fluffy brush like this and I'm just really lightly gonna brush that over the contour that we did before. You want to do it nice and light, and again when you're putting the product in your brush, you can either dab it on your hand, in the lid of the makeup palette or whatever you've got, just so that when you put it on your face it's nice and soft and even. When I'm contouring my nose, I'm using the exact same brush. Even though this is a bigger brush, I'm just scrunching it and sort of putting it together so it's a lot thinner like this, so that when I do my nose, it's more defined like that. So if you haven't got a small little blending brush, then you can still use a big one, just squeeze it together with your fingers like that. Okay, and yet again we're going to go in with a sponge and blend everything in together. Alright, so we are nearly done with this, just doing the finishing touches now. So I'm going to use a little bit of blush, which is just going to give my cheeks a little bit of colour. So I'm dabbing that in on a angled brush. And again, just because this blush is really pigmented, I'm going to again just tap that brush into the lid of the blush compact or whatever you call it. You want to keep it up high on your cheekbone, sort of where you get like a natural highlight. So just up here. Don't bring it down too low because that's just going to make your face more like round, if you know what I mean, rather than like I don't even know what you call that, like really like sleek. I feel like, I don't even know what the word is, like really snatched and like I don't know, but yeah. So I'm just gonna pat that on nice and high on my cheek. And then finally, we are going to do some highlighter. Okay, so I've got a smaller fluffy brush. I'm just going to dip into the palette that I've got with the highlighter. And I'm just going to put that, give my cheeks a nice glow. So that base is done, but again, going back in with that sponge and just really pressing all of that into your skin. The more time you spend pressing it in and making sure it's blended, the longer it's gonna last, and it's not gonna move, and it's just gonna look really sort of seamless. No harsh colors, harsh lines. Look at that. Finish off the look, I'm gonna do a really simple eye and like a nude lip. So first I'm gonna go in with some brown mascara just to make those eyebrows really stand still. I'm just brushing that in. I'm brushing sort of up and across to the side in the direction that you want your brows to sit. This makes them more defined, makes you look like you've got thicker brows than you have. So can you see the difference between the two? This one, you can see the little hairs stroke. Okay, for my eyes, I'm literally gonna use the same brush and the excess bronzer and contour that I had, and we're just gonna literally sweep that across the eyelid, just because we're doing a really soft glam, nice and simple with the eye look. Again, I am squeezing the brush together just to make it a little bit smaller so it doesn't go over my whole face, it just goes on my eyelid. Okay, and now I'm going to put my lashes on, so I'll be back in just a second. To finish off the look, I'm going to do my lips, so I'm going in with a lip pencil, which is really similar to my lip colour. When you're pressing in with a pencil, hold it nice and light and just do small little brushes. You don't need to press it too hard, like especially if you're not as confident with doing lips. I know I am not the lip liner expert. I hardly use lip liner actually. When you're putting on the top lip, sort of do this sort of face. Okay, and that will just tighten up your lip so that it's easier to draw over and that there's no like creases or anything. And the good thing about using a colour which is similar to your lip colour is that it is so much easier and it's not as noticeable if you make any tiny mistakes. So it's a good way to practice. Okay, and to finish that off, I've got a sort of light clear gloss. I'm just going to blend the lip liner in with that gloss to give it a really nice finish. Okay, now for a little bit of setting spray. Let that dry off, and Beauty Blender just to press all of that in finally, because we want to make this stay all day and all night. And that is it. Look at that base makeup. It's literally so glowy. I would definitely recommend this. Let me just zoom you in so you can see. Not a crease in sight. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Put some comments in the comment box, please. I really want to hear from people. Send me anything. I want to know what you love doing with your makeup, anything you love about mine. And please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you for another video very soon.